I'm Jean Sorabella, and I'm a lecturer here at the museum. I'm going to talk about motherhood, a subject very dear to my heart. It's a definition of a major part of my time right now. As I have returned to some of the objects that I liked best as a child, like the Deca dancers, I see that in addition to all of the dancers, there are concealed in the back these mothers. So the mothers were sitting there almost like anticipations of the future that I've only really come to discover now. In art, when you depict a mother, it seems she'd better be doing her job well, and she's almost an ideal for mothers. She makes it look so easy, and she's never, punishing the Christ child or giving him a timeout or, off exasperated in the corner. And in a way, it's really nice to see those images because they give me, anyway, this chance to be still with the things that are the most peculiar to motherhood. And then when I had my little son in particular, I thought about these pictures all the time as though I were, in a way, living them in a way I had never imagined that I might. Only from time to time do I see an image where it really seems to suggest that a mother has any work to do. And I think when I come to the museum, it's lovely to see all of these children that are, in a way, cared for by themselves, little children who are without runny noses, without whining, without trying to keep their bedtimes far away, where you have two siblings relating to one another so harmoniously. I have at the moment two children. If I could see them together like that every day, I would feel so happy. And the times when I actually do see them looking like that are sadly few at the moment. One image I remember looking at a lot before I had any children is the sleeping arrows. And something I loved about it was how lifelike a portrayal of a sleeping child it is. I'm sorry to report that my daughter would never go to sleep on a rock, and my son would never sleep on a rock. They need their blankie, they need their crib. So in a way, I feel like this statue is a weird kind of wish fulfillment. On the other side, though, it's eros. It's not just a baby. And the genius of the Greeks in imagining desire as a baby shows very clearly where desire leads. One of my favorite mothers is the wonderful Venus. And I think that there are lots of Venuses that don't show any trace of that physical aspect of motherhood, but this Venus does, and I love that about her. In all of her voluptuous perfection, she is in no way a maidenly figure, and she's here nude. And Rubens is so good at making the mother look desirable. I just reread the biblical story of Ishmael, and it is so incredibly moving. I guess Hagar, the mother, and her only, and it seems very beloved son Ishmael, have been chased out into the wilderness. And in the biblical story, Hagar places him under a bush. She goes a long way away. She's run out of water, thinks he's going to die, and says, I don't want to see this child die. And that's every mother's worst nightmare, really, that, your child won't survive you, or that your child will suffer. And when I put myself into these scenarios and try to imagine what these mothers must be suffering, then all the little concerns of everyday motherhood really pale. To me, motherhood is a tremendous chance to have a wonderful relationship with one's child, actually to produce children, to shape children for the future. That's a huge responsibility and a great pleasure. On the other hand, terribly scary.